10 journalists from Ghana, Senegal, and Leone have received training on minorities issue reporting at Dissah and Gambaga in the northern regions of Ghana. The training was part of an ongoing online training for engaging media and minorities to act for peacebuilding (EMAP) and to create awareness of the interconnections between conflicts, migration, and minority exclusion to help build and consolidate sustainable peace in Ghana, Senegal, and Leone. The 5-day trip and training was organized by the Minority Rights Group International (MRG) through its Uganda-based office, the Minority Rights Group Africa, and media platform on environment and climate change (MPEG) in collaboration with the European Union. The media officer for Minority Rights Group International, Mrs. Anna Abbott, explained the motive of the trip.
We created this project for journalists from the whole region, from Ghana, Senegal, and Sierra Leone, to raise the level of media reporting on minorities, conflict, and peace building.
Mrs. Anna also said journalists must get direct access to minority communities, discriminated communities, and let them speak for themselves. And journalists must report accurately, in-depth, and ethically.
We would like journalists to have access, direct access to communities, minority communities, discriminated communities, to be able to cover those stories more effectively, more deep, and more ethical. For us, the most important is that journalists can hear the stories directly from the sources, can interact with people, and bring back to their media outlets the stories.
The coordinator for Ghana EMAP program and executive director of media platform on environment and climate change (MPEG), Mrs. Mary Amma Kudom Ajiman, explained what minorities in society are.
What I am talking about is a kind of people who are being isolated by virtue of their standard in society, if I can put it that way, by virtue of tribe, some of them by virtue of being elderly women, some people by virtue of just being peace-loving. And you see, when we talk, normally when we talk about conflict and minority, we look at a very big picture. So we miss this very, very delicate instances. They are not very obvious, but they are there.
Auntie Amma also pleaded with government, NGOs, churches, the Islamic community, and philanthropists to support minority rights.
I also want to commend the team that is working there. I want to commend the Presbyterian Church. But you see, more should be done. These are some of the things, because they are even their physical needs is not enough. What they get is not enough to sustain them. Can the churches turn their attention to this place? Because if you are looking for souls, these are souls that must be won for Christ. And our appeal to our churches, we are focusing too much in the urban centers. We are focusing so much on buildings. But these people, they are souls that must also be won for Christ. So we need the systems to be working for us. So we will appeal to the various health authorities in the districts, in the regions, to also pay attention to these people. Maybe the Ministry of Health can come up with a scheme to address such things. I think because of the general issues surrounding the National Health Insurance System is affecting them. Because if the system is vibrant, it will cover them. If the system is collapsed, they will also be affected. So that is what is happening. So what happens is, yes, they go to the hospital with their National Health Insurance, a card, all right. But then they prescribe medicine, so they have to go and buy. How do they buy?
Some of the participants during the trip also shared their experience.
I am Dr. Francis Soa, National Coordinator for the Media Reform Coordinating Group based in Sierra Leone. Generally, I would say I am impressed with the outcome of the entire program. The arrangements were superb, the experience was great, the stories that were told were not only interesting, but they were also very touching in the sense that they show how certain sectors of society suffer at one hand, but they are also resilient on the other hand. For me, this is an eye-opener to the fact that minority rights issues are real. We've seen them in Ghana, and I believe when we go back to Sierra Leone, we'll be able to look at communities that encounter similar experiences.
So my name is Kemal Cham. I am part of the team that came from Sierra Leone, a group of 3 journalists. So, yeah, the outreach has been very eye-opening. I mean, I have traveled a few times outside Sierra Leone, but this is the first time I am traveling outside Sierra Leone specifically to do a report, I mean, in another country. And what we have gone out to see, I mean, has changed has opened my eye quite a lot. I mean, the kind of stories that we have gone and see. Over the last 2 or 3 days, one thing that I've cemented in my mind is how similar these countries are. I mean, African countries. I mean, the stories, the kind of problems that we face as people, but also the governance issues that we face. So, in a way, it has, strengthened my resolve. I mean, to pursue whatever we are doing in our journalism career, and help to make sure that we attain what we are looking for.
Minorities issues are real. These are people who have been denied their right to participate effectively in cultural, religious, social, economic, and public life. Some of these issues are based on opinions, feelings, and perceptions without basis. The media should do well and report ethically, in-depth, and accurately on such minority issues. Ignatius Ewa Tanoble, participant and reporter, Agitech Media Network, Accra.
Thank you.